and Cali, unfortunately, would have to cut themselves off and sail out into the ocean. But that can't happen. Jeff Flock is with us right now. He'll tell me, of course, I can't lob Chicago off and, California off and set it out into the sunset. But we're talking industrial production at its best, aren't we, Jeff?
We are at a company called Acme Industries here in the Chicago suburbs. And yes, you may think of Acme Industries, you think of Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, these people actually make big stuff that goes in even bigger stuff. And industrial production numbers up this month significantly about Clifford. What am I looking at right there? What's Lori looking at right there, by the way?
That is a rear axle for a motor grader for Caterpillar. This is goes on one of their largest road graders. So this is going to be a piece of equipment that is used for road building, site preparation, but really infrastructure building. Good component for that.
The solid economic numbers that we're seeing in terms of production is something that you have been seeing for a while, despite all of this fear in the economy.
Yes, we have. It's really been something that I think in a large part the oil and gas industry, energy production, infrastructure build-out has really been something that has been driving our business.
Yeah, Tracy, one of the things that has really, as Bob is pointing out, that's driving their business is oil and gas production. That has been a major driver for a lot of people. Looking at this, for example, that's a piece of oil and gas exploration equipment right there. What is that?
It's a component that's used in hydraulic fracturing. We've heard a lot about both the pros and cons of hydraulic fracturing, but this has been one component in particular that has really been driving a lot of our growth. In fact, we're under an expansion right now. We've added another 60,000 square feet here in Elk Grove Village. We're looking to hire 35 people to run that plant for us, and it's a little difficult to come by right now.
You know, it's amazing that we have heard this from so many people, particularly in the manufacturing field, well, almost exclusively in manufacturing. You need skilled workers. And we have been hearing over and over again, despite unemployment that is approaching double digits, you need people with skills, and you can't find them.
Can't find them. It's a real head scratcher, but I think a lot of the people out there that for the last 20 years have been really focusing on the higher education, and you've seen enrollment in our vocational schools drop. You've seen things like the math skills have really been something that have dropped, and really math skills is something that we really need a lot in this job.
You don't need, I mean, you know, obviously there's a need for engineers and geniuses as well,
sure.
But we're not talking about, you know, guys that are going to launch rockets here, but we're talking about people that have skills. They're not just people that don't come in without skills.
Absolutely. We don't need people that just go up to a machine and push a button. We need people that really can understand how metal reacts when you start applying a tool to it, or you're turning it, or you're milling it. And we got to have people that really understand how to read a drawing and understand what the customer is looking for in a highly precision part.
And Bob, before we get away, I've got to ask you about your optimism about the economy, because you know we see the Dow down now today another almost 200 points. You've got situations in Greece.
Transportation is going to drive a lot of our business, but in general, we're seeing transportation, the components that we do for everything from locomotives to transmissions, which are really hauling the goods that we're pulling out of the ground in Canada or in Alaska. We're really seeing the infrastructure here in North America driving a lot of that demand, as well as overseas.
And that bodes well, I think, Tracy, for the economy going forward, because these are the guys that are making the stuff that, you know, is for the people that are making this stuff. So, you know, I think that bodes well as we go forward, but these days, who knows? You got to find workers, got to find people that, you know, have skills.
You know what's interesting, and the first thing I thought of, Jeff, when you said that he can't find skilled workers, is it that he can't find workers that are willing to take so-called uneducated jobs? Is that what it comes down to, right? You got college graduates who were laid off. Are they too good? Are they above getting their hands dirty?
You know, I got to ask Bob that question. What do you think the biggest problem in terms of finding the kind of people that you need? What is the biggest problem? Are you finding an unwillingness to come and work in this kind of field, or what's the biggest problem?
I think we're a little bit unusual here in that we're looking for a highly skilled worker who has experience running a CNC piece of equipment. So they've got to have math skills, they got to have computer skills, and quite frankly, we're just not seeing that many people out there who have come up and gotten an education based in math and based in computer science.
Who want to take this kind of job?
Who want to take this kind of job? This is a very well-paying job. We're working, you know.
Give me a sense of it. Well-paying. What are you talking about?
We're starting off at $18 an hour for someone who has base level experience, but you can make
That's
up.
low end.
That's the low end. But with overtime hours that we're working because of the high demand of our product, you can easily have an operator making in the $60,000 to $70,000 annual salary.
If Lori goes up close and personal on that machine, that's not a drill press. That's not something you push a button on. There's a lot of buttons on there, but you better push the right button.
Absolutely, absolutely. You don't want to, we're starting with a $2,000 piece of raw equipment, or piece of raw steel before we.
That steel that she's looking at, that yellow red piece.
Yes, that's a wheel hub for a mining truck. But yeah, we can't afford to have inexperienced operators scrapping parts like this.
I hear you. Well, there you go. They need people that really got something going on.
Yeah, well, I think we got a lot of unemployed people that got something going on, Jeff. Maybe they should all move out to Elk Grove Village in Illinois. Please thank your guest. And I did think of Wile E. Coyote when you said Acme. I have to tell you. How could you not? Maybe he did that on purpose.
You could drop these things on the Roadrunner, and he probably would get pretty well squished.
Yeah,
so there you go.
He gets back up, though, Jeff Flock. Jeff Flock out in Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Thank you, sir. That's good stuff. Okay, so I have a question for you on the chat. I have two. Apparently, we're going to talk about housing in 2 seconds, but I would like to know, if you were unemployed, highly educated, would you go take a job like that just to feed your family? Because I could tell you my answer inside of a second. But I'm asking, maybe that's the reason this guy can't fill those jobs. People are just, I got a MBA. That's below me. Really? I don't know.